Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, who's the favorite in a boxing match between Andrew Cobra Tate and Jake Paul, the problem child? Before that, subscribe the channel, give your comments, like and share the video, okay? So, let's go. In internet, a lot of rumors and a lot of people talking about, a possible boxing match between professional boxing match between Jake Paul, the problem child, and Andrew Cobra Tate. These are rumors, but I can tell you that 2 years ago, Andrew Tate called out Jake Paul. And he said that, $3 million, he can put $3 million to fight him, a boxing match, winner takes all, and all that stuff. And, he called Jake Paul a lot of things, bad names and all that stuff, and he said a lot of things. But Jake Paul, didn't fight him, okay? Jake Paul was starting his professional boxing career 2 years ago, and he fought. It was Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley twice. So in these 2 years. So now rumors about this. Logan Paul said, but it was just a joke, I think, because Logan Paul said, maybe Andrew Tate will box him, but I don't think so, because Logan Paul is the older brother of Jake Paul. Logan Paul is now a pro wrestler. No, Logan Paul has a contract signed with WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, so he is now in pro wrestling, so I don't think he'll have the time to go box again like he did against Floyd Mayweather, money, last year. But, he's, more likely to have a boxing match between Jake Paul and Andrew Tate. But, of course, it's not confirmed, so we don't know if this is going to happen, because sometimes in boxing, in MMA, people talk about some fighters that can fight each other, but sometimes the fight doesn't happen. But of course, in this case, let's see what happens. So, who's the favorite? Jake Paul has 5 professional boxing fights, right? 5 wins, no losses, 4 knockouts. And Andrew Tate doesn't have any boxing fights. But Andrew Tate has 87 kickboxing fights. And is a former kickboxing world champion. So, Andrew Tate knows how to box. I think, in kickboxing, of course, you use your legs to kick your opponents, of course. And in boxing, you are not allowed to use kicks, of course. So Andrew Tate knows how to box. He knows how to train boxing, and of course Jake Paul too. Jake Paul is not just a YouTuber. Jake Paul is now a professional boxer. Okay, he's beginning his career, 5 wins in 2 years, and 5 fights and 5 wins in 2 years. And he had 2 fights cancelled. Okay, Jake Paul had 2 boxing fights that were cancelled. First Tommy Fury, and then Asim Rahman Jr. I told you about the reasons in some days ago in a video. I told you the reasons, and let's see what happens, if the fight is going to happen. And I think Andrew Tate is the favorite. Okay, Andrew Cobra Tate is the favorite. And you can tell, well, he doesn't have experience in professional boxing. Well, the weight class, well, is the same. We are talking about two cruiserweights, okay? They are two cruiserweights because their weight is 85 or 86 kilos, so it's almost the same. But Andrew Tate is taller, okay? Andrew Tate is taller than Jake Paul. So Andrew Tate has more reach, okay? More reach. And Andrew Tate is disciplined, he has a lot of focus, and I can see this because of the things he has a lot of videos, and well, you can see that that guy is very focused, and he knows what he's doing. So in a fight, of course, he will know what to do in a boxing match. He can control the distance, so he can avoid the knockout power of Jake Paul, because Jake Paul has knockout power. Jake Paul, the way he knocked out Tyron Woodley, that punch, that right hand, well, it was massive. But of course, you must land a punch. Okay, he has knockout power, Jake Paul, but you must land a punch, because if you don't land a punch, it's useless, right? So, of course, Jake Paul has knockout power. We saw it. Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley. Okay, but Andrew Tate is more experienced as a fighter. 87 fights. It's a lot as a kickboxing career. Four-time world champion. Well, it's a lot. He's older, of course. Andrew Tate is 35 years old. Jake Paul, I think, is 25 or 26 years old. It's a difference, of course, almost 10 years difference. But I think in this case, it won't matter. It won't matter. The age difference in this case, it won't matter, because Andrew Tate, as far as I know, didn't have bad injuries, of course, and so I think Andrew Tate, if he trains, of course, he must train for the fight. If the fight happens, he must train for the fight. He knows how to do it. He knows footwork. Yes, that's right. He knows the punches, the jab, the cross, the hooks. He knows how to do it. He knows how he can beat Jake Paul. But of course, this is just my opinion. I think Andrew Tate is the favorite in a boxing fight against Jake Paul. But I can tell you again, Jake Paul has knockout power. Jake Paul is not just a YouTuber, as many people say. He's a boxer. He's passionate. He's building a career, and he of course, he has mind games, but the trash talk didn't work. Jake Paul's trash talk didn't work against Asim Rahman Jr. And I think in a press conference, for example, the Jake Paul's mind games against Andrew Tate are going to be useless, I think, because Andrew Tate is very good talking. Okay, he's a very good talker. He knows how to make the other people react. He knows a lot. So mind games, I think, in trash talk, I think Andrew Tate beats Jake Paul. And in a boxing fight, I think Andrew Tate will beat Jake Paul. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe if the fight happens and something different occurs, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But in this moment, my opinion is this. Okay, so Andrew Tate versus Jake Paul. So King Cobra versus the Problem Child. I think Tate will win. But let's see what happens. And this is all for today. See you next time.